playing her stating the obvious game. Because I had to take Alfie for his walk. Alfie, I'll remind you, is our dog. The dog that everyone wanted apart from me, but no one can be bothered to walk apart from me. And now you sit there asking for a calico cat. She threw her hands up in exasperation and went back to the cupboard. I thought perhaps she was getting a bit what Dad called overwrought. I decided I wouldn't say that to her though, because when Dad did, she became even more so. I finished my cornflakes and, as I took the dish to the sink, I noticed the toe of the court shoe sticking up from behind Alfie's basket. "Mother, is this what you're looking for?" I stood in the hallway, with the shoe balanced on the raised palm of one hand, the other behind my back. I consciously mirrored a remembered image from a Cinderella picture book, in which the prince's servant balanced a shoe on a gold cushion. I didn't have a cushion, though, gold or otherwise, so a hand would have to do. "Why do you insist on calling me Mother? You know I prefer Mum." The ranty tone had gone, and the ironed-out flat was back. She shifted her weight to her haunches and looked up at me. Her smile reflected a combination of inner relief and borderline mania. "Yes, that's the shoe. Oh, you're a lifesaver, Lottie." "Why do you insist on calling me Lottie? You know I prefer Charlotte." I wished I could have said something else, given the fact that I was back in favour, but that's the thing with 11-year-olds. They speak before they think. Or maybe it's just me. I do tend to say what I think, even now I am 28. It's one of my strengths. However, I did let the edges of my mouth twitch into a brief smile to temper the words. Mother sighed and looked at her wrist. "Damn it! I forgot to put on my watch. What time is it, Charlotte? Have a glance at the kitchen clock while I dash upstairs." 8:20, I shouted after her. "And do you think we could talk more about the calico cat later?" A disembodied voice drifted back a few moments later. "What exactly is a calico cat?" "They're black, white, ginger and... that's it, I think. I saw one in a film yesterday when you were at the shops with Auntie Hilary. It lived on a ranch in Montana." "You mean a tortoiseshell and white cat. Perhaps the Americans call them calico, but that's what we know them as," Mother said as she hurried back downstairs. I thought about the shell of a tortoise and decided it looked nothing like the coat of a calico cat. Well, I don't know them as that. I much prefer calico, not that it describes the colour. Well, at least I don't think it does. I'll have to look it up. I just like the word, and the cat, of course. I think calico suits... Anything to be different, that's you. Mother shrugged into her coat and picked up her briefcase and car keys. "Right. Penny's mum will be here in a few minutes to take you to school. Make sure you brush your teeth and lock the door." Her lips brushed my cheek, and I rubbed my finger at the sticky smudge of lip gloss. I wish you wouldn't kiss me after applying the stuff. "So can we get a calico cat? Perhaps in a few months or so?" I knew what the answer would be as soon as she'd mentioned Alfie, but I was nothing if not persistent. My gran had always said that if you don't ask, you don't get. No, absolutely not. She checked her reflection in the hall mirror, combed the wayward bob into order, blew me a kiss, and left. I looked in the mirror to make sure that the blown kiss hadn't magically left another sticky smudge. It hadn't. I loosed my hair from the ridiculously neat plait that Mother had created for me earlier and gave it a good ruffle through with my fingers. Anything to be different, she'd said, as if it was a bad thing. I thought it was the complete opposite. Right at that second, I experienced a turning point in my young life. A catalyst, if you will. Of course, at 11 years old, I couldn't put it into those words. I just felt determined. Being different was good. I liked it, and I wouldn't change myself for anyone. Not ever. I took my tie off, shoved it in my blazer pocket, and opened the top button of my shirt. Looked in the mirror again. I liked the defiant...